we have a future Penguin, the YSN Player of the Year in volleyball, Canfield's own Abbie Householder, joining us today. Abbie, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
As Abbie, I think my first question I wanted to ask you for this is, going into this season, you guys played a gauntlet of a schedule, and I think there was no question in that. And you were able to stay strong through it as the other girls, some of the younger players were coming along. In that process, talk to me a little bit about some of those younger players and those underclassmen. And did they kind of ask you for kind of guidance going along the way? And what kind of growth have you seen from those younger players?
Yeah, for sure. They, like, if they would make a mistake or whatever, they would ask me, like, what they did wrong or what they can do better, or just they would see me do stuff. And I don't know, they would just constantly be asking for advice, like if the coach was explaining something that they didn't understand and stuff like that. And over the season, I've definitely seen, like, a lot of growth from, like, all the players, like, all the younger players, and even, like, the upperclassmen, too. Just, like, as a team, I think we've gotten so much better.
We go over the accomplishments this year: 1,000 career kills, YSN Player of the Year, District Player of the Year. I'm sure there are more to come. Before the season started, what were some personal goals that you set for yourself coming into the year?
I mean, my biggest goal obviously was the 1,000 kills, but just to have fun, I feel like, because over the past couple years, we've lost a lot of seniors and, like, players, like key players for our team. So we really didn't know what to expect coming into the season. So I just wanted to have fun my senior year with my friends and just play volleyball, I guess.
And I feel like that's a lot easier to do once you knew about the YSU commitment and having that opportunity to play. Talk to me a little bit about that now. Has it been easier to kind of focus on this season and this upcoming tournament now that you kind of have the college volleyball checked off the list now?
Yeah, it's so much easier. There's, like, the pressure is just completely off knowing that I'm going there and I'm committed, and it's so exciting. But yeah, it took off a lot of pressure because I know a lot of people are still, like, looking at colleges even if they're not playing a sport in college. It's just, like, a lot of pressure and, like, classes and signing up for stuff, and I just don't have to worry about any of that, so it was really nice.
Let's talk about Coach Scott and what it's like being under her, and what kind of things that she's done for this team and has helped you grow in as a player.
Well, she hosted a camp at Canfield my freshman year, and that's how she, like, first initially, like, saw me playing, I guess. And she also hosted one this year at Canfield, and she's very encouraging, but she's still really hard on us. So when we would make mistakes or whatever, she would encourage us and, like, tell us what we can do better, but she would still hold us accountable because she knows what we're capable of. So I really like that about her.
In a moment of kind of reflection now and looking at the Canfield community as a whole, you talk about what Coach Scott's been able to do. Talking about the community now, how much has this community meant to you? And just reflecting on your time with Canfield, just talk to me a little bit about what the city and the people in Canfield mean to you.
They do mean a lot. Like, there's so many parents and families that have just supported me and my family, like, through the whole process. And there's been some ups and downs, but they've all been there the entire way, encouraging us, and, like, especially me, and just being right by our side and pushing me forward to be a better person and player. So the community has definitely had a huge impact on me as a person and a player. So
I want to talk about the last match of the season, regular season for you guys at Gerard. Man, that was coming off of the Fitch game where you guys won 5 sets, and you could tell by that fourth set that you were running on fumes. I mean, you were just what was it like to kind of dig deep and come back and win that match in 4 sets when you guys were obviously tired?
I think it honestly was, like, really good for us going into tournament, like, being at the end of our season, because it showed us how much we were capable of, even though we were all so exhausted and all so super sore. And by that fourth set, I think we just wanted to get it over with almost, and we knew we had it in us. So I think it just proved to us how much we are capable of and how we can come back from, like, maybe not playing great because the one set was pretty bad, but we brought it together and we played as a team and it got a lot better. So I think that was good for us.
Looking at your stats year to year, the stats don't lie. That's one thing I always say, and there's one thing that is for sure is that you are constantly improving in multiple categories year in and year out throughout your high school career. So obviously, credit to you in that drive to always wanting to get better. But the question now becomes, after you get 450 plus kills in a season, how does Abbie Householder improve, and what are you looking to continue to get better at?
Um, Honestly, just everything. Like I feel like I can always get better at everything. There's always slightly something that you can slightly change to get better in every aspect of volleyball. So like even just little things, and I know Coach Scott will help me with those at YSU, and just like maybe different shots like for my hit, and like being more consistent with hitting those like on purpose and stuff. But I don't know.
The things that I think gets overlooked by a lot of people, and the defense. I mean, everyone talks about your offense, and why not? You have over 450 kills, but you have more digs than a lot of players in the area as well. How much pride do you take in your defense and being able to help the team while you're in the back row?
I love defense so much, like almost as much as like hitting in the front row and stuff. Like it's just so cool, I guess, when you line up and like you get that pass perfectly, like you line up exactly where you're supposed to be, and it's almost like you're just so proud of yourself like in that moment, especially if it's like a really hard hitter. I don't know, I just there's something different about defense, but it's awesome.
Looking at your tournament run now that is going to be set to start this upcoming Saturday. You got that matchup, of course, with Aurora. Talk to me a little bit about what it's like inside the locker room. How excited are the girls for this matchup? It's a very good Aurora team that's going to test you right out of the gates.
We're definitely really excited. I know there's obviously some nerves because it's one and done, but there's a lot of excitement. We just did film yesterday at practice, and we watched Aurora and we statted them and stuff like that. And I think it's definitely a possibility, like for sure, that we can beat them if we play our game and we play how we know how to play. And there's just a lot of excitement there because I think we have a pretty good path to get far if we play our game. Like, because if we win on Saturday, we play Fitch on Tuesday. So I think we have a pretty good path ahead.
You know, obviously in volleyball, communication and chemistry are so important on the court. What are some of the things that this team does off the court to keep chemistry tight knit and make sure that their communication is there and the chemistry is there?
We've had some team dinners throughout the season. We've had some at people's houses. We've had some at like actual dinner places. And then one of my favorite things that we do is like right after tryouts, we do a team all-nighter. So we usually do it at the school, but these past 2 years it's been at someone's house, and we just stay up all night and we play games and we talk and we just get really close. And I think that's definitely something really good for our program to just start the chemistry and the bonding really early in the season.
And looking at this now and kind of just talking about yourself outside of the volleyball world a little bit, talk to me a little bit about kind of what inspires you and some outside motivating factors, whether that be, that could be a person or that could be really anything. What kind of motivates you game in and game out?
Definitely my family. They have been my number one supporter since literally ever. And my mom and dad, they both played sports in college, and that's where they met. And so they've really been a good support system for me, and they really push me to be better, and they know what I'm capable of. So if I like lose that train of thought or whatever, they're there to remind me. But yeah, they're all super supportive. Even my extended family, like my mom's family, we're all really close. I think there's like 20 of us at this point, and they're all so supportive, and they love watching. So it's great to see them in the stands.
Just to branch off that, there's a picture out there of when you got your 1,000th kill, and in the background you can see, I think it's your mom's family just going nuts in the crowd, and it's one of the coolest pictures I've seen all year. Yeah. To say your mom knows volleyball is kind of an understatement. What's it been like to kind of have her help you along this journey and kind of guide you on this volleyball path?
It's been a very like up and down process. I want to say like there was definitely some challenges when she was the coach, but we overcame them, and she's been by my side the entire way when she was coach and when she wasn't. And it's just awesome to have someone who's always there for advice, whether it's volleyball or not volleyball. And I want to say that my mom and I are pretty close, so that also makes it a lot easier. Um, because she's just great at advice, and she can critique me, and it's not like annoying because I know she knows what she's talking about. So
Talking a little bit now about this team and the kind of chemistry you formed with them. I think the chemistry has been the biggest thing that we've seen, I think, improve over the season from game one all the way until now. Talk to me about your relationship with these younger girls. You talked to me a little bit earlier about how they come to you mentorship wise and for advice. How is your chemistry with the younger classmen, and how are your chemistry with the rest of your upperclassmen as well?
I think I have some really close friends. My absolute best friend is a junior this year. She's the middle, Abbie Householder. So that's always great to have like a really close friend there on the court with me. And then I'm pretty close with the other senior, Allie Quirk. And just overall, I think all the friendships are great. Like there hasn't been any drama, and it's for sure we've all gotten a lot closer throughout the season, because last year there was only 5 of us from last year varsity returning. So half the team had no varsity experience. So it just took a lot of getting used to playing next to each other and getting used to being around each other all the time. But there's definitely some really strong friendships throughout the team.
I've been to several of your games. I see a lot of younger volleyball players in the stands, whether they be from your junior high program or younger. And when you're doing what you're doing, obviously you're going to be a role model for people in the Canfield program that are younger than you. What does that mean to you to know that fifth graders, seventh graders, whatever age they are watching you guys and your varsity team saying, I want to be like Abbie Householder one day, or I want to be like Abbie Muckleroy one day, or whatever it may be. Like, I want to be in those shoes. Knowing that people are watching you and saying that they're looking up to you, what does that kind of mean to you guys?
It's just really cool to think about because like you just play the sport and you don't think much of it, but when as soon as someone recognizes the fact that like they look up to you so much or whatever, it's just so eye-opening to how much like younger kids can be watching you when you don't even realize. Like we had a team dinner with the 7th and 8th graders, and there's some girls that I don't even know that were telling my sister, who's the 8th grade coach, just how much they look up to us on the high school team. And it's just so cool because something as simple as a dinner and them coming to a couple of our games can just create such an impact on them, and it's just cool to think about.
Obviously, we know about the tough matchup that you guys got coming up Saturday, but we also know that the Canfield faithful are loud, proud, and they travel well. So, talk to me a little bit, and not even really a question, but more of a call out to that Canfield community. Let them know that how much you need their support on Saturday.
We definitely need a lot of support on Saturday. It's definitely a lot easier in volleyball when there's like a big crowd and a lot of cheering, because we can only do so much on the court and on the bench cheering wise, because there's only like 10 of us, 15 of us. So we do the best we can, but when the crowd is there like screaming their heads off whenever something good happens and just cheering and stuff, it is such a help. And it's crazy to even try to describe how much it actually helps.
All right, Abbie, before we let you go, when you walk down that aisle for the graduation at Canfield later this year, what are going to be some of the things that you look back on your high school career at Canfield as your favorite memories as a Cardinal?
Honestly, I can't even pick out my favorite memories, just all of it in general. Everyone always asks me, like, for all this senior stuff, I had to think of some favorite memories, but just in general, it all has been so good. And even the worst parts of it have had a positive outcome or made a positive impact on me and my life. So I really can't even pinpoint any memories that would make it the most special.
Abbie, thank you so much for joining us. YSN Player of the Year, District Player of the Year. So many accolades for you, future YSU Penguin. We definitely wish you the best of luck in your district tournament run. We hope it's a long one, and we look forward to talking to you again real soon.
Thank you.